A little girl says to the Hells Angels, "Hello, sir. My mother has a tattoo just like yours." In the hushed stillness of a small-town diner nestled along Route 66, the clink of cutlery and low murmur of conversation had long since faded. The locals had fallen silent the moment the roar of motorcycle engines echoed down Main Street. Now, the Hells Angels, 8 of them, sat in the back booth, clad in leather, inked with symbols that whispered danger, their presence casting a shadow over the sunlit room. Among them sat Jackson Hale, the club's enforcer and de facto leader in this region. His beard was streaked with gray, eyes weathered by years of hard roads and harder choices. On his left forearm, a faded but unmistakable tattoo, a swallow in flight, wings outstretched beneath the words, "For Eleanor." No one dared look at them until she walked in. A little girl, no older than 6, stepped through the diner's screen door all by herself. Her pink sneakers were scuffed, her dress dotted with tiny daisies, and her wide brown eyes held no fear, only curiosity. She scanned the room, then walked straight toward the biker's table as if drawn by an unseen thread. The diner held its breath. She stopped right in front of Jackson. He looked down, startled, his hand instinctively moving toward the switchblade in his boot, until she spoke. "Hello, sir. My mother has a tattoo just like yours." Jackson froze. The other bikers tensed, eyes darting between the child and their leader. The waitress dropped a coffee pot with a clatter but didn't move to clean it. Jackson slowly rolled up the sleeve of his leather vest, revealing the swallow tattoo in full. The girl nodded, then reached into her tiny backpack and pulled out a worn photograph. She held it up with careful hands. It showed a young woman, laughing, radiant, with that very same swallow tattoo on her arm, nestled beneath the name, "For Jackson." His breath caught. Because that woman, Eleanor, was the love he'd lost 20 years ago, the night he chose the road over responsibility, thinking he wasn't good enough to give her the life she deserved. He left without a word, vanished into the nomadic brotherhood of the angels, burying every memory of her under miles and wispy. He never knew she'd kept his name on her skin, or that she'd had a daughter. Your name?" he rasped, his voice cracking like dry wood. "Lily," she said. "Mom says you're the bravest man she ever knew. She got sick last winter. She's gone now. But before she left, she told me to find you, if I ever felt alone." Tears welled in Jackson's eyes. Tears a man like him hadn't shed since he was a boy. Around him, the angels, men who'd faced down bullets and prison bars without flinching, watched in stunned silence, some openly wiping their eyes. Without another word, Jackson knelt on the greasy diner floor, bringing himself to Lily's eye level. He took her small hand in his calloused one and whispered, "She never told me about you. She said you'd understand. She said you'd know what to do." And in that moment, something shifted, not just in Jackson, but in the very air of that diner. The fear dissolved, replaced by something tender, sacred. The angels rose as one, not in threat, but in solemn promise. "She's family now," one of them said gruffly. "Damn right," another echoed. Jackson picked Lily up, holding her like she was the most precious thing he'd ever touched, which she was. "You're never alone again," he vowed, voice trembling. Years later, folks in that town still talk about the day the Hells Angels stayed for pie and left with a little girl who changed them all. Jackson never rode alone again, and every year on Eleanor's birthday, he and Lily visit her grave, leaving wildflowers and telling stories of the love that time couldn't erase. Sometimes, destiny doesn't arrive with thunder. It walks in on tiny feet, wearing daisies and carrying a photograph. If this story moved you, if it reminded you that love, family, and second chances can bloom even in the most unexpected places, please like, share, and subscribe to ACA Story Tales. Comment below. Would you trust a stranger if destiny brought them into your life this way? Let us know where you're watching from. USA, Canada, UK, Australia, or beyond. Your voice matters, your heart matters, and stories like this, they only live on because of you. Thanks for watching.